Cannibals, they've got to be one of the loudest, smelliest bands in the universe.
Well, over the years I've had a lot of requests for the single by Spenser and the Cannibals, usually from people who can't remember what it's called.
Nothing Takes the Place of You. I mean, it's a brilliant song.
It's one of those which I keep in my box for kind of regular play. It comes around about every 18 months, just because it is a great version of a song.
And he sings it amazingly. I mean, you could fall in love with him over that track.
I can't remember who did the original one, but it's a very fine version of it, and rather out of keeping with the rest of the stuff that the band did, I think.
I don't care about the rest of their stuff.
Back in October of '99, John Peel played one of our tracks. Some of our friends sent us a tape of his show, and we got in touch with him, and as a result, we decided to get the band together again. We've gotten a couple of gigs together, and we're going to be playing one soon. We love it. It's back on the road again. Trash on the map.
I think everyone's so used to seeing singers that just stand there and just sing and don't move and don't leap around and don't back out. They're just too cool, and you know, Mike's just the opposite of that. He has no care for anything really, and he just sort of goes for it, and he likes to back out and smash things up.
When you see the shit that's out there now, I mean, all these pretty boy and pretty girl bands, I mean, you know, yeah, I'd like to shag some of these girl bands, I'll tell you that, but nonetheless, they're crap. And if we were on top of the pops and we just did what we normally do, which is just be ourselves, we'd probably freak out most people, because they're all told what to do, how to move, how to act, how to do this movement, how to do that, how to hold a mic stand. I mean, where's the substance to it? We're totally gormless, we're totally ourselves, we do what we want. We fall all over the place. It's definitely a flight. I want to see my daughter coming in from America, so I just thought I knew, but then I see viewing is strictly prohibited. And I said, oh, there's a law I'm going to want to break. Hi.
Hello.
No, that's not my daughter. That's my daughter. Did you have a nice ride? Were you sitting next to each other?
I couldn't explain you actually, so I just.
You couldn't explain?
I told her,
Let me hold your pocketbook.
Daughter beat my dad.
I feel more comfortable this way. Come on, hey, this is my lovely daughter. She's just flown in from the big US of A.
Yeah.
And I'm holding her pocketbook. Yay, are you hungry?
No.
No, whoops, you just ran me over.
Sorry, lovey.
That's okay. Where we go? We're going the wrong way.
I don't know, you know that.
This is car park 3.
It was like the movies, really. The big city and loads of shops and cars and stuff.
Did Mel tell you about my driving?
No.
Okay, never told her nothing. Double negatives.
Right, I got the gist.
You got the gist.
He does love the kids very much, but because he intends to do, he doesn't listen to people. When you try to explain to Mike, look, you can do this a lot easier and it saves a lot more time, and and a lot more money. It's like, oh no, I don't want to listen. It's got to be done my way. It's like you're telling him.
We do ask him sometimes to clean up the house and that, and he says, yeah, we'll do it in the holidays when we've got time.
It's always, I tell you, and I always have to, excuse me, you have to listen.
If it was my dad, I just feel so I just feel so good about it, because he's so rock and roll, so interesting.
Spenser's thing is that he gets some fresh-faced musician in his early 20s who's never been in a band, and he goes like, you know, hey man, you know, you join my band and we're going to go to America and we're going to be famous and we're going to make this much money and all this, and they're like, oh, brilliant, you know.
You can see we really give a shit.
So they join this band thinking they're going to become a superstar, and, you know, 2 months later they're dragging guitar cases around at 3 o'clock in the morning in Deptford High Street. This is not quite what I imagined, you know, so they piss off, and then this is why you've got like 59 members of the Cannibals or something. They just don't laugh.
That's the last time I come down here.
You might say that, sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it down.
That's the last fucking thing I do with the Cannibals. It's not what I do anymore, really. It's just old, you know. It's just past. It's just too old. So.
What is Sebastian telling you what a miserable git he is? Again.
Yeah, I'm a big miserable git. That's why I don't want anything to do with those other miserable gits. That's what it is.
Well, I've always sung. Always. I've been singing since I was able to sit on somebody's knee. Oh, Brooklyn was great. It was a great place to be brought up at that time. It was very ethnic. Italians and Puerto Ricans. They used to be standing on the corners, you know, singing doo-wop, 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 boom, 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 boom. My mom and dad wouldn't call them white trash. They were just strict Brooklyn working class from immigrant families, large immigrant families. Did I tell you how much I need? I went to Tilden High School, and it was cool. I was buzzing about. I was going out with loads of the cheerleaders. In my last year, I had a Mustang. I graduated college in '69. I got a bachelor's degree and all that crap. The next thing I know, my dad called me up and said to me, I got accepted into this school for optometry. I need to be an eye doctor in Chicago. So I said, oh, fuck it. Might as well try it. I married a beautiful Playboy bunny. She was too young, I was too young. She was too beautiful for her own good, and it just fucked it all up, all of us. And I started losing my mind. I started going loopy. I went to see a shrink, and I was given a clean bill of health, saying that I was no more or less fucked up than anybody else out there. And I said, fine, I'm going to go away before I start a new life. And I just came to Europe and let my hair grow and just took loads and loads of acid every day. And just generally got more into myself and got into one experience after another. There was just so much drugs. And there was so much happening that even to this day, it's just one big blur, but it's a beautiful blur. And I came back to New York. This is 73, 74. And I had a van, and I had an old Dodge van, an old banger. And I just used to hire myself out. Just get a mate of mine, we used to just go around. We moved television to there the first couple of gigs. We moved Debbie Harry when she was in the Stilettos, Wayne County. At that time, I seen Clockwork Orange. And it was really cool, man, really cool in a way. And another movie called The Collector, British classics. And I thought just the whole style of everything was just so cool. I went to the airport, and strange as it might be, but it's the truth. When I was at the airport, I just picked up this world map, and I just looked at it, and I just put my finger down. I said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, ting, and I shall go. Have I told you, baby, I love you? Have I told you, baby, I care? Did I tell you how much I need you? I was only here a couple of days or weeks or whatever, and I went down to the West End, to Soho. And I just walked into this record shop.
I had this record store in Soho Market, and a guy who worked for me there told me about a little incident that happened. He was playing a Rolling Stones record.
As luck would have it, I just happened to have a harp in my pocket, the key of C.
He suddenly heard this harmonica playing along with it, and he looked up, and there was this guy in a leather jacket.
I had these powder blue boots that were like, 6 inches in the front, like 8 inches in the back.
With short, curly black hair, and it was Mike Spenser.
A bit odd, but it's classic,
And he got talking to him, Mike, just literally off the plane from New York.
He just said, hey, listen, that's really cool. You got a band? And I said, no, I'm kind of like just arrived on the banana boat,
Well, get in touch with us as soon as you get together with some guy.
That's what I started to advertise anyway. I mean, it was only a matter of time. I got into this band.
So we went to this gig, the Chrome gig, and the Count Bishops evolved out of that band,
I was wild. I used to just completely get out of it, and I can't remember half the shit that was... I was just a total live wire. I was...
Really a Jekyll and Hyde character, incredibly nice and best mate pal you could hang out with, And then the other side, his alter ego side of being the most demented total bastard I've ever met in my life.
I remember the time I dropped some acid, and I remember taking some downers or something like that, and I'd never driven in this country on the other side of the road. We were driving down Edgware Road, and I turned around, I was just like distracted for a minute, and there's this fucking bus coming up, and I went across the road to the other side of the street, on the pavement, back around, in front of the bus, and carried on. I could have killed somebody. I don't think I would have ever lived up to that, because I think you need to take out at least a half a dozen people to make it worthwhile. To make it into a news item.
If Mike wants a motorbike on the track, he wouldn't use the sound effects tape we've got sitting up here, Oh no, it's too easy. He'll drive a motorbike into the studio and you've got to mic it up,
I'm just the way I am. I'm up front. All right, I'm in your face sometimes a bit too much, but I'm honest and I don't mean anybody any harm, and some people can't take that.
When I first started working with the Sex Pistols, one night they had off and they used to go out at that time and check out what other bands were playing around London.
I think they came to a gig in the Kensington.
McLaren was there down to get Mike.
For the Sex Pistols.
No one told me about it.
They definitely wanted him, but I think the deal was that Mike was, or Roger had said that he was already signed.
And my understanding is that Roger warned him off.
I mean, that's really selfish. I mean, I was signed for a one-off single to Chiswick, an EP, and that was it. And nobody had any rights to me, and nobody had any right to say that I was theirs or anything like that.
Apparently Malcolm found him too noisy.
But Mike didn't stay with the Bishops long. I mean, the usual thing, kind of personality differences, meant that he went off and started doing his own thing a few months later.
I'm knocking the shit out of her, And I look down, and there's this fucking cartoon, Joe Franklin cartoon, in the sun on the floor there, and in it it's got the names of these 4 punk bands, because punk was just taking off, and I saw one of them was the name the Cannibals, and I just said, in mid-stroke, I just said, fuck, that's the name, that is the name, that is the name, that is what I've been looking for forever and ever and ever. And it just fit me like that. I said, that's it, Cannibals.
when they used to like play, cause like we've got the studio in the basement and everything. Remember when they used to play in there? And it would be loud and stuff. It's loud, like drums and guitars and stuff.
The neighbours next door usually hear it as well, but they don't mind because they're quite good friends.
Sometimes, like if I think, like say if I know he's done something like drink or whatever, basically I don't care. Like as long as he's not bothering me. If he starts to get on my nerves, then it's really annoying sometimes because he keep on going on it and like it's really annoying. But if I'm trying to sleep or like they're making loads of noise, like there's loads of them, that pisses me off. And there's nothing I can do.
Do you ever go down and say like, can you pack it in?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, like. But
when I want to get to sleep, no shouting and talking, then I might tell them to quiet down. I just go down and I just tell them. Be quiet.
We almost had a deal with a phonogram in France, and they didn't know what to do with us. We got as far as going up to budgeting, where they were going to give us some figure to accept or not accept, and then they pulled that out because they just didn't know what to do with us.
We did this one gig at Dingwalls, and it was just as Harvey Goldsmith was taking over, so it was quite an important gig. And Boss Goodman had given us this, I think, supporting Bo Diddley or some bloody thing. And I was sort of oohing and ahhing about whether I should leave or not. And we got this gig at Dingwalls, and basically I got pissed and went for him on stage, and then apparently I sort of leapt to my feet, knocked all the guitars over, busted somebody's guitar, which was a bit unfortunate, rushed out onto the stage, and then just took a swing at Mike, and we ended up sort of falling to the ground and being wrestled apart, and it was just all a big disaster. But I know Harvey Goldsmith said I don't want them or any of their ilk playing here again.
Now I'm not preaching violence, I just want a simple life. I'm enough on my plate, I don't need no more strife. What's this poll tax rubbish? Won't someone clue me in? It's a trumped up charge by some politician. If you feel like me and you're kinda fed up, don't wanna be treated like a lollipop, come on, join the queue, getting bigger every day, before they take away most of your pay. Now I'm a peaceful man.
Mike is not the sort of guy who's going to play the game, you know, to kind of, he's not going to schmooze with people, you know. If you had somebody around who was maybe important or who might be able to do something for the band or something, Mike can be guaranteed to fuck things up, basically.
I remember when we sued the Fine Young Cannibals, their brief, he said to the judges, Your Honor, one must consider whether a band who sells 100,000 records in a week should suffer to the band that sells maybe 100,000 records in 12 years. Well, fuck them. 100,000 of anything at any amount of time is an accomplishment.
A lot of bands that might be, seen stuff on video shoots haven't really experienced the real thing. But I think we're all old enough to have been there, experienced, and never really had the success and all the that would make you give it up. So because we've been always just gone for it and never really particularly cared about being commercial or anything like that, I think we still really enjoy doing it, so we can still do it with the same intensity that we've always done. I think most bands can't do that.
Are we going to get up here when you're going to be shot? There's one, there's two, there's three, there's four, there's five. Wait, hey, come on. Be cool, man, be cool. Hey, we want to have a good time. I asked for it, didn't I? I fucking asked for it. So here we go. Cruise it out.
thought they were brilliant.
Being chased.
I did. I was impressed.
You only said it because you didn't have to pay to see
No, the main thing I liked about them, that they were off stage quite fast.
Everyone's been saying how much like John McEnroe you look like.
Yeah. Cannibals now are waiting for something big to happen.
I said the ball was in.
I always believe that around the corner would be just that big break that you're all looking for, that big breakthrough.
I think possibly that things have moved on, really. I don't know if there is such a great audience anymore for that type of music, because young people now, they're listening to like Chemical Brothers and a whole host of other modern groups, and that is very much the sound of today, whereas I think the garage stuff is the sound of yesterday. It doesn't detract from it, it's still as good, but I just think the audience base isn't so large.
What do you think of the Cannibals?
Nice.
Nice! Oh, there you go. Nice. The Cannibals are nice. As far as the youth of today are concerned, they're nice. If Mike wanted to do it, he could carry it on until he popped. Yeah, I think he could well carry on until he pops. Maybe that's the way to go.
I think he's taken every chance that you can take in life, you know, and he's been very ambitious, which is good. But I think you have to slow down and consider what comes first, you know, your responsibilities or your ambitions. And in life, things change, and you have to change with these.
She just doesn't understand me. Another person who doesn't. Does anybody out there understand me? If they do, come forth and save me. If anybody can remember the old Superman comic books, they had a parallel world called Bizarro World. It was like almost a mirror image, but something had gone wrong in making that world up, and everything was slightly askew. I'd like to see the Cannibals as the champions of the Bizarro world, going down the road in some five-wheeled, square-wheeled vehicle, just being championed by all the Bizarro people.
No.